Hi everyone, I'm Rin from Sew in Love and I'm a guest blogger today for So Easy. I'm going to show you step by step how to make this kimono summer dress with a bohemian vibe. It's a very comfortable dress and I should know because here I am 8 months pregnant and wearing it. We need to first measure the bust line. Let's call this A. Then the center of the bust line to the shoulder. We'll call this B. We also need the sleeve length, which we will call C. The last measurement we need is the desired length of the skirt, which we'll measure from the bust line. Let's call this D. This sewing pattern is really simple. It's actually made of rectangles and a skirt. The front and back are actually exactly the same. We just have 2 little holes on the front bodice to thread through the waist tie belt. Now before you start cutting your nice fabric, please do a practice run with scrap fabric. Here's my practice bodice using old sheets. Let's start with the skirt pattern. The top of the skirt is calculated by halving your bust line measurement A and then multiplying this by 1.4. The length of the skirt is D as we measured before. And finally, the bottom of the skirt is slightly flared out, so let's multiply the skirt top measurement by 1.3. Before we cut the fabric, we need to add seam allowances. Add 2 centimeters or 4/5 of an inch to the top, 1 centimeter or 2/5 of an inch to the sides, and 3 centimeters or 1 1/5 of an inch to the hemline. You'll need to cut 2 of these skirts. For the bodice, use measurements B and C to make a rectangle. And then add seam allowances as shown. You'll need 4 of these rectangles. Whilst you're here, mark X as shown, measuring half the skirt top's length from the edge. Do this on 2 of the rectangles. Repeat this from the other edge for the remaining 2 rectangles. So what these X's do is just help you later on when you are attaching the skirt to the bodice. So here's all the fabric ready to start sewing. With the right sides of the fabric facing each other, stitch the center seam of the front bodice about 13 centimeters from the edge. Repeat on the back bodice. Press the seams apart as shown. Fold the seams twice and stitch along the edge of the fold. This is what it looks like once you've stitched the folded seams down. Zigzag stitch or serge the shoulder edge. Repeat on the back bodice. Fold the hem of the sleeves twice and stitch along the fold. Do this for all 4 sleeve edges, left and right, front and back. We're now stitching the front and back bodice together along the underarms. Make sure that the right sides of the fabric are facing each other and stitch along the bottom edge of the sleeves until you reach the X mark. On the front bodice only, we need to create holes to thread through the waist tie. Mark 2 holes which are 6 centimeters apart and 3 centimeters from the bottom edge. In inches, that's 2 2/5 of an inch apart and 1 1/5 from the bottom of the bodice. You can use the buttonhole stitch on your sewing machine. Here's my 2 buttonholes. With the right sides of the fabric facing each other, stitch the sides of the front and back skirts together, and then zigzag or serge the seams together to prevent fraying. Then hem the skirt to your desired length. To stitch the skirt and bodice together, insert the skirt inside the bodice with the right sides of the fabric facing each other. Here you can see that the bodice is inside out. Pin the fabrics together and stitch along the seam allowance all the way around the bust line. Here's what the dress looks like once the skirt and bodice are stitched together. Before we go on, we need to snip the underarm seam along where it meets the skirt. Be careful not to cut any stitches. Repeat on the other arm. The seam we just created by stitching the bodice and skirt together is going to become the casing for the waist tie belt. Fold the seam upwards and we'll stitch it down all the way along the bust line. And here's what it looks like from the right side of the dress once you've stitched the casing for the waist tie. You'll notice that the fabric bunches up a little bit under the arms, but that's okay, you won't see this when you wear the dress. With the right sides of the fabric facing each other, stitch the upper edge of the sleeves together. Leave a gap as shown if you'd like your arms to peep through the sleeves. Once you've stitched the upper edge of the sleeves together, press the seams open and stitch the seams down so you get a nice edge. For added comfort when wearing the dress, thread elastic through the casing and stitch the elastic together at a comfortable length. Cut strips of fabric at 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch wide. Stitch them together until you have enough length to tie around your waist. Press the seams apart. Fold the fabric in half with the seams facing outwards. We'll then stitch along the edge. We now need to turn the waist tie so that the right side is facing outwards. I just used a long and narrow chopstick to do this. And lastly, fold the open edge twice and stitch it down. Thread your waist tie through the casing and you are finished. Thanks so much for having me on So Easy. It's been a lot of fun putting this tutorial together. For more easy sewing tutorials like this reversible shift dress and cocoon cardigan, please visit Sewing Love's YouTube channel and blog. And a very special thanks to Debbie at So Easy. She has a ton of sewing and craft tutorials on her website, so please go check it out. See you next time.